Hey, my name is Liliana Guidry, and I will be presenting FIGs and content marketing for Fishbowl One. So, here are the two articles that I had researched. This first one here is the digital marketing academic article that explains different types of marketing strategies that work really well, specifically with e commerce companies. Um, the first uh, the first strategy that they came up with is a strategy that Figs currently already uses. Figs is the company, the brand that I'm talking about. And I thought I could click on the article from here, but I cannot. And to be honest, I don't remember the first one. However, the second strategy that was brought up in the article is content marketing. So, Figs is a direct to consumer company, meaning that it's directly from the company or from the manufacturer to the company to the consumer. So there's no in between, there's no brick and mortar. I mean, they do have two brick and mortars, and I'll talk about that later. But primarily, they are a online retailer only. And in order to purchase their product, you can only buy it through them. Whereas, some companies, you can purchase their product directly through them, and then you can purchase it through Walmart as a third party or Amazon. A lot of companies use Amazon. But Figs is different. They are directly to the consumer. So this specific first article talks about different strategies that are really good, and I thought it was really interesting because it provided a lot of details for me to understand different strategies that can be used for a company. The second article, this supplementary article, is more based on content marketing, and that's how I developed what I wanted to talk about as a new strategy for Figs as a brand. So, what is content marketing? It's a way to distribute or market information about your product by using videos, blogs, and more things in order to retain interest in your product, and which can in turn create brand credibility and loyalty. So, again, Figs primarily is all online. You can't just go to a store and, a uniform store, I should say, um, and hope to find their product there because you're not. They don't sell it. I wish they did because I hate purchasing their products online. I love online shopping. I don't like waiting for online shopping. I'm like, if I really, really want it, I just want to go to the store and get it then. So, in order for Figs to find a new strategy to be better at marketing, I thought that content marketing would be a good new strategy for them. Now, they do sell billions of dollars of products each year. So I don't think that what they're doing isn't enough, but there's always room for improvement, right? So by using content marketing, I feel like this is the best solution for them. Now, this should have maybe been sooner, but who is Figs? What is Figs? Figs is a healthcare uniform company that primarily sells scrubs. Now, they do sell underscrubs, they sell socks, they sell jackets, and then they partnered with New Balance and created their own line, which I love, but it's a unisex shoe. So, if your feet aren't wide, it's kind of hard to determine what size you really wear as a woman because men tend to have wider feet, so they kind of accommodate for that. But they also give back. As I included a couple clips here that are kind of hard to see, but as you can kind of look, the first one right here is where the different, like, they've donated so much money to all these different um, things to. I'm trying to zoom in and I can't, but it's a way for them to donate money to different organizations that help underprivileged communities and people. Like this one right here, Thread for Threads, where they donate a certain portion of their proceeds to other areas that are in need. As you can see, like there's a couple areas here, and it looks like it's just in California, and then Mexico, Central America, South America, Africa, um, and then over here in Asia. Then over here, this is talking about that they are really big supporters of voting rights. And then right here is F cancer. I'll say that. So they do a promotion in October, which is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, where they sell these color figs and they donate proceeds to breast cancer research. So some digital marketing strategies that I found in that first article are used to primarily reach target audiences, enhance customer engagement, and overall increase revenue. They are key elements when developing a digital marketing strategy, and one of the top strategies is content marketing. As a brand, Figs uses several other digital marketing strategies like social media marketing, pay-per-click advertising, mobile and user experience optimization, which are all discussed in the article as well. So you see a lot of Figs is on literally every platform you can think of. They're on TikTok, they're on X, formerly known as Twitter, they're on Pinterest, they're on Facebook, Instagram, and they create. And they're not so much on Facebook. I guess that's like us boomers, or I'm not a boomer, millennials. That's what we primarily use, right? But they're on these other platforms like TikTok. And I think I may have, no, I don't. I don't think I have anything on this one. But they do a lot of campaigns with TikTok and consumers, and that's how they kind of um, gravitate towards sales. And yeah, they everything is digital with them. So, how can content marketing be used? It can be used to improve overall engagement. You can create hashtags, ways to connect with their consumers, using all different forms of social media and other tools to reach more consumers, and then partnering with other brands to target different audiences. So, like the partnering with New Balance, they're reaching consumers that, even though the product New Balance is primarily for, the people that are on their feet all day, and they wanted to partner with Figs to say, okay, we know that most healthcare workers that wear scrubs are going to be providers like doctors, nurse practitioners, physician assistants, nurses, and then other ancillary providers like X-ray technologists. I'm trying to think, physical therapists, occupational therapists, things like that, that are going to be wearing scrubs, and they're going to be on their feet all day. So they partnered with New Balance to say, hey, we see you and we want to make things a little bit easier by providing you this specific shoe that we tailored to accommodate when you're on your feet all day. Content marketing in the digital world. It has proven to be one of the most popular techniques. It does not always focus on promoting products or services. So basically, what that means is, even though they're creating content to sell you a product, they're not selling you a product, right? So, for instance, let me think of something off the top of my head. So, um, they do these different campaigns where um, I'm trying to think of one. So, they did one last year. I think it was in July, where if you brought them your old scrubs, you could get $50 off your next product. So even though they aren't selling you anything, they're promoting their brand by saying, hey, give us these old scrubs that you don't like some Healing Hands or Med Couture or other products that you don't really like. Compared to Figs, and you can get $50 off your next purchase. Not to mention, you sign up for the first time, you get a 15% off coupon, and they offer students and military discounts all year round. So they offer all these things without really like having to sell it to you, by having other people promote it on the digital world, right? And then also by creating these campaigns that aren't necessarily promoting a product, or promoting a product. And yeah, okay. Utilization can be through text, videos, images that create persuasion to persuade to purchase a product. So again, they could send out, a massive text, which they do if you're already a consumer, because I'll like go on there and I'll search for the new color that they have, or because they're going to text me every time that they promote a new color and say, hey, did you know we got this new color? Don't you want to check it out? And then if you look at some products, right, and you're signed into your account, which I can't confirm or deny this because I feel like I'm always logged in, but sometimes I'm not. You'll get a reminder text like, hey, we saw you checking out this product. You want to finish that shopping cart. So they can do it like that as well. It can also be used to increase customer loyalty to a brand by interacting via social media, which is exactly what they do, right? So, how do you organize this content? This was a chart that is in the content marketing article that I found. Um, so they're basically saying they're finding new ways to engage with your consumer can drive up sales and retention of existing customers, right? So they're saying, you want to put your thought leadership here, how to put your content in these buckets, your product marketing here, and your social proof here. So some examples of effective content marketing is, I'm sure we all know of Coca-Cola Share a Coke campaign, where it made the customer feel more relatable to the product because you're like, oh, I got this Coca-Cola that's in my name. Like I've never found a Coca-Cola in my name. I guess Liliana is not that popular, and I've only recently heard my name maybe in the past 5 years, like twice randomly, but my name is not a very popular name. I think it's becoming more and more popular now, but I'm almost 40, and growing up, no one was ever named it, and I hated my name. But now it's like, man, I really wish I could find me a Coca-Cola that has my name on it. But I will say that I have a friend that I went to high school with that owns a auto body shop, her and her husband, and they own a lot of other businesses too now. But they used to be my primarily go to repair my vehicle, right? And it was right down the street from my house. Well, I was randomly at the store one day and I seen a Coca-Cola product and it had her name on it, which is Nadia. It's not a popular name either. And I was like, oh my God, this is really cool. It has her name. It has someone I know other than like someone named Ashley or Nicole or Edward or John. You're going to see things like that. But Nadia was different. And she was like, oh my God. And she shared it on social media and it got a lot of likes and a lot of follows. So then, I believe that it's going to entice customers and consumers to say, hey, that's really cool. I want to go find a Coke in my name. And then it drives up sales. Another effective content marketing ad that I had found is Calm App's relaxation ads. So with this app, when it comes up on your phone, I don't know if anyone has seen it or not, but I have received it a few times, but it costs money and I refuse to pay for it. But when it comes up, it just plays this relaxing music and it just is like, it calms your nerves and immediately you're like, oh my God, I need this in my life, right? So that's another effective content marketing. Some campaign ideas that I thought of that FIGS could use would be like behind the scenes of the healthcare industry. So, you know, someone like a nurse, not necessarily like them being with a patient, but seeing them on the floor, running to a patient room, running in the ER, something like that, of just seeing what they do in their day-to-day life and how versatile and how comfortable their scrubs and their products are compared to other brands to entice more consumers. Another campaign idea was a day in the life of like a nurse, a doctor phlebotomist, which is the same thing. I think behind the scenes of the healthcare industry was more of like um, them at home. I really don't know because now that I'm reading this, it's a little different than what I thought originally. But I did want to talk about more of administrators versus clinical, right? So I'm an administrator at the hospital system that I work for, and that's why I love this brand. Um, so I think that showcasing that administrators are also people who wear scrubs and showing what their day-to-day life is. I sit at the desk, right? And I'm on a computer most of my day. But because of my role, I'm constantly on the move. I'm constantly going to patient rooms, talking to patients about things, going to the nurses station to talk to nurses, going to the window to help the front desk with patient care and questions and insurance and all types of things. So I'm not clinical at all, but I am a healthcare administrator and I do a lot of interacting with other people. We have different brunch and learns that we have to go to sometimes. And I'm part of a leadership group right now where I have to present content based on different skills that we're learning each month. Um, and so I wear scrubs a lot. So I think that a campaign idea showcasing that not just the clinical side of it, but kind of like versus the clinical versus the administrator side, showing that scrubs are for everyone in the healthcare industry, not just nurses and doctors. And then I also think partnering with Tide, showcasing that, you know, you always see those Tide commercials, right? Professor Lieberman always talks about Tide's the first product you think of when you think of laundry detergent, right? So partnering with, I prefer personally use Gain, so I would say Gain, but you partner with Gain or Tide, and having something um, hey, I want to wash, or you spill something on you at like blood. I mean, really, it's not necessarily a great example, but you spill something on. I mean, in the healthcare field, you're going to get stuff all over you, right? I'm a messy eater, so I spill stuff on myself all the time. So partnering with Tide or Gain, or even someone like Shout or something like that, showing them, oh man, look at these figs, and then you spilled something on yourself, and then you use them in a commercial, and then you kind of get both sides. You can target for both consumers. And then these are just different campaigns that I researched. So right here is the U.S. Olympics. They did a cool partnership with them last year for the Summer Olympics. Right here was the campaign I was telling you about earlier about recycling your old scrubs for $50. As you can see, this is actually a screenshot, and I just searched this. These are other sites from the website. But this is like someone on TikTok saying, shopping old scrubs and getting a $50 gift card is getting free figs scrubs, which is super awesome, right? Because, another thing about figs is they are pricier than most other scrubs, but scrubs in general are super expensive. Okay. So like the pants are normally like 68 bucks. And to me, I'm like, I don't even pay $68 for a pair of jeans. I'm cool with going to Walmart and paying $20 for a pair of jeans, because I'm all about comfort, not design. But Figs, one of their co founders, has a background in fashion. So they wanted to make fashionable yet affordable and comfortable products, but they're also sustainable as well, which is really awesome, like recycling. Um, this is just a really cool ad that I saw. Why wear word scrubs when you can wear figs? And then they did a promotion, I believe, towards the end of the year for like paramedics and air rescue people. They had like, I don't have a picture of it, but excuse me, they had really cool uniforms that they made designed specifically for that that position. And then Nurses Week. Every Nurses Week, they provide 20% off the entire store. It doesn't matter if you're a nurse or not, because in honor of nurses, they provide that discount. And they do try to target different other fields. They haven't gotten everyone yet. Healthcare is a very broad and wide um, business. So they haven't targeted everything. I just seen today when I was doing some research that, they don't focus on podiatry, and a lot of people were upset with that. So, but they're working, they've only been in business since 2013, and they're still kind of growing more and more each year. But that is all I have, and I thank you.